Can you, give us a bit of an update on Sam Davis and his chances of playing or featuring this weekend?
Yeah, strong chance of featuring. I think we've put something out there today. He is pretty much in and around the main group now. Obviously some growing complications in the summer post-tour. We've had to work our way through that, and he's done really well in terms of his diligence and going to some specialists around Dublin and going back and forth different things. But he's getting a bit more consistent time with us on the training field. He's been around us as backroom staff around the calls and language and things we've tweaked as the summer's gone on. So we're pretty confident, he could put him on the park this week, and physically and just mentally for us, he's pretty good to go.
Gruff as his backs coach, what are you expecting from him this season? Is it going to be a season when he really kicks on?
You'd hope so. I think as a 10, I think you're often dependent on the flow and what goes in and around you. As a backline, I hope that we can scan and complement each other more effectively again than we have in the past. Big thing around people like Corey and Hooky coming in. There's a lot of ball players there and how and where we use them. So Sam's got to understand the strengths he's got around him, but also challenging him as well to understand defensive pictures, when to run, pass or kick. And I've said before, we need to probably be a more of an effective kicking side for us to push on perhaps, and that doesn't mean we kick all and everything, just being a smarter rugby side, because we were perhaps occasions we do fall between two stools. So he's going to be at the heart of that, and likewise with all the 10s, the competition, they've got to push each other on, themselves on, and their role in the team as callers and as leaders. And I think Sam continually keeps growing as a leader.
There is great competition there, isn't there, at 10 this year?
Yeah,
Sam is a year older as well.
Yeah, and we saw obviously, there was a number of aspects of Sam's game which we were hugely encouraged by last year, and we've got to keep pushing on from that. As I said, it's around the team dynamic and who fits where. I've been comfortable before. I've said around having people like Biggs and Sam on the field together. We put Hooky into the mix into some different positions again, and we are looking at a different skill set to the back line. But I think it's got to be complemented by physical prowess within what we do as well, and that's the challenge. And I think some aspects we're hugely encouraged by in the summer. With
your Lions, are any of those guys likely to feature sooner rather than later, or even this weekend?
A typical feature sooner rather than later, and maybe this weekend. I think he's in the mix again, doing a lot of good stuff around our training work and looking at his needs. Obviously the minutes he had in the summer, the rest he's had already, how he's come back. He's probably someone that will tweak his season slightly differently, but it could mean that he's good to go this week.
Yeah, and what did you think of his efforts during the summer with the Lions?
Yeah, fantastic as always. I mean, he's Mr. Consistent in terms of what he does and just the pure job description, but I think everyone who watches him sees the added value in terms of him as a rugby player. His set piece detail goes under the radar, and I think that was valued on the Lions tour. But both offensively and defensively, he adds so much, and we're going to keep challenging him around the way we're looking to play the game to keep contributing more and more around our game and off the field as well.
With Warren Gatland back in the Wales mix, do you see Wales being able to accommodate Justin in their starting lineup this season?
I don't know, it's a route they went down last year, but I'm sure Justin, as all the players will be aware of, there's a lot of competition, and I really hope that regional form in the first couple of months of the season goes a long way around our block of games into Europe. And he's got to perform for the Ospreys, he knows that, and we're keen to get him and everyone else going.
With your tighter prop situation, you seem to be going into the season missing two quite important players in Dimitri and maybe Brian Ujati.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah, it's become a slight headache of ours for some time, and I think that's apparent and why Brian came in, and we've had obviously some unfortunate times with him really there. But I think Mafu is showing some really good work around the training field, understanding our game, and I think improving some of the set piece messages we've been getting there as well. I understand that Rod is continuing evolving as a project and is working pretty well with Clarkey as a new voice for him. And also don't underestimate someone like Assie at some point. Paul James may have to consider dual roles in around Nicky Smith, Gareth Thomas. There's good competition around loose head, which may help us elsewhere.
Yeah. What should your supporters read into the pre-season performances and results?
Not a great deal, I'd hope, in terms of the here and now. There's stuff that we haven't shown. There's been a mix and match around the first couple of games. We appreciate that. Some of the selections part of the process you've got to go through in terms of pre-season, and you may not see the benefits of certain players being on the field till far further down the track. I think it's important for us to take solace in a lot of the training work we're doing and aspects of the Leicester game in the weekend. Although it was a tough first 40 and the yardage they put on us and us being on the back foot certainly didn't bode well, but how we reacted on aspects of the second half showed what we've been training on a pretty consistent, intense basis. We're doing a lot of intense work behind the scenes, and we hope to see a spin-off and a spike come this weekend's game, and clearly the next two after that become a big block of work for us.
What are the Ospreys' goals then this year? You know, you made the top 4 last year, but what are your goals this season?
I think you know us, Mark, we don't put anything out there in terms of aims and objectives this season. We try and be, I know it's a cliche, the best we can be every week. We try and win every game, every week. And I think we've got the tools at our disposal that we can certainly aim for that. I think from that, we've got to manage an 11-month season so that we can keep flourishing week on week and be consistent. Hopefully when it gets to the back end of the year, we're obviously pleased with aspects of last year around a run of form that was unparalleled in terms of what we've done in the past, but we've got to back that up with, you know, more to our work as well, that we don't just become, you know, one-trick ponies. For me, the key is how we evolve as the season goes on. You know, potentially you have certain hot periods, but how you sort of tweak and challenge the group to keep evolving week by week.
How do you assess your early fixtures, Gruff? You know, you've got Zebre, thickest Glasgow and then Munster. How do you assess that block?
A tough block. I mean, we always give, you know, full value and full respect to Zebre. We've had, you know, some days where we've set the tone early and really gone after them, had some good days, but other times where they've come at us. I think they'll be really positive this week with a new coach. It won't be a typical away day from them with you know, a freshness to their squad and a freshness to their style of play with Michael going in and some real talent and some lively players behind the scrum. So that should be a great Saturday afternoon's rugby for us in the Liberty, you know, non-televised, so, you know, to appeal fans coming out and really get us going with a bit of momentum into the season. And in the context of the conference, big games then, Glasgow away, Munster home, you know, they become, you know, big point swings either way, and certainly Glasgow, after last year's fixtures, will be keen to get a bit of momentum to their season around some of the new recruits, what they've got. And Munster coming to us is always a, you know, enjoyable, tough fixture. But I think it's probably the first 3 as a block of work will tell us where we are.
Are all your Lions back in training now? That would be Dan, Rees and Alan Wynne.
They're all around the environment. Dan and Rees have been part of some of the unit type work today. Al is doing conditioning in the background, but more for his own want to get back out there and do a bit ahead of his, you know, real anticipated return. But yeah, in particular, Biggs is across everything we did do for this week, as you'd expect. But obviously, him and Rees be 3 or 4 weeks more.
Yeah, so with those 3, you're probably looking end of September, maybe the Scarlets game on October 7th?
Yeah, if you're looking at, you know, perhaps not Al, but I'm thinking Rees and Biggs, potentially the Treviso Cheetahs doubleheader away. We want to perhaps go away as a group. We want most of our group captive there together and enjoy a different experience, which this league is offering us now as well, and looking forward to that as a different dynamic to the top 14 though.
And then maybe Al coming back possibly for that Scarlets match.
Or maybe again the discussions him and Steve will have, in that, and I think we've got to, as I said before with Al, you know, he'd be itching to come back, especially as we get into the competitive action, but we'll probably take our time and, you know, do what's right there.
Word on Paul James, you know, he's led equaling Duncan's appearance record for the Ospreys. It's been a great servant for you.
Huge, yeah. I mentioned that today to him, and he didn't bat an eyelid. He wasn't aware of it, and that just tells you what he's about, really. That he just goes about his business, week in, week out. You know, he made his senior debut so young, added so much in his first into the Ospreys. He obviously had a different experience in Bath when we were down a different route around the budgeting, and you know, he had a good move to Bath, enjoyed a different experience. But as well as that, there's so much around coming back and helping people like Nicky and Gareth develop their game. And hearing him speak in front of the group today, you know, around some of the key messages, he drives home an intensity, you know, which you've got to go into games like this with. And again, regardless of who you play, he's on top of his detail and the mentality to win rugby games.